Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, good night, good everything, good I guess we would say Merry Christmas, but good holidays, happy holidays, all that good stuff. That's the theme today. Good, 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 good. I am Jason Weiss. I am your host of the Ask Jason Weiss show, and it's a new streaming on network.com, home of boldmedia.com. And WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. I am Jason Weiss. I am your host. Although I am an attorney, nothing discussed today constitutes legal advice. Should you seek legal advice, financial advice, or any advice, consult an attorney directly. So, like I said, I am Jason Weiss, and today with me, I have my favorite little girl on the entire planet, who is an entrepreneur, an artist, and just an all-around amazing person, Madison Weiss. And Madison owns a company called My Lazy Wear. And the reason I say that is because when she got started with her company, she wanted to call it MLW, which stands for
my name,
which is
Madison. I don't want to.
Madison Lou Weiss. I love your middle name. Me and Mom gave it to you. What's not to love? So, one of the things that we're going to talk about, and I'm going to jump right in right now, is, as you could hear from the very loud and vocal, Madison is a very shy individual. She is. She does amazing things, but really doesn't like to flaunt it, show it, or do anything. So, Madison, muster up all your courage and everything here, and can you explain to the people that are listening today how you are very soft-spoken and whatever, but when you get on a stage and you dance and you are at the 50-yard line at the halftime show for the Miami Dolphins game 2 weeks ago, it was like you were the only person there and you were just dancing, and your facial expressions, and how do you turn that on for someone who's so obviously shy, which is a nice thing? But how do you turn that on? What? And please talk here and talk loud.
I don't know. I just really enjoy dance, and I don't know.
So when you enjoy something you become passionate about,
I guess I become less shy.
Okay, and a little bit louder, right? Because you might not be loud with your words and all that, but your expressions, and when Madison was a little girl, and she's been dancing for how many years now?
This will be 11.
So she's in her 11th year of dancing. When she would first start dancing at a young age, so she was like 3 or 4 years old, a lot of her dances, her facial expression was kind of just, now her whole face lights up. She just rocks it and rolls it and goes and does. And I mean, she is just incredible. And I'm in awe how, a quiet, reserved young lady like this can go ahead and perform in front of all these people. So right now it's just me, Madison, and Cece recording this, and that's it. And she can only see the two of us. As you can all see, she's kind of shy. But she was in front of, I don't know, 30,000 people at the game, and dancing in the middle and loving every second of it, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What's your favorite type of dance?
I like lyrical and acro.
What's lyrical and acro for those of us that don't know what it is?
You do know.
But for the rest of the people.
For lyrical, it's like just slower, and like it's kind of like jazz and ballet together. So I don't know, it's just very like fun. I don't know. It's supposed to be that you dance to the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you know like modern dance or contemporary?
Sure, I do.
It's kind of like that.
Okay, but I might know, but the people out there listening don't know. So that didn't help them. So I know it. So that's good. I'll pass it on
to like the jazz and ballet.
Jazz and ballet. So one of the other things that Madison is very into, and I'm going to brag for a second here, is she's extremely artistic, be it on the stage, on the field, or at her art desk in her art studio here at the house. And when I say art desk and art studio, I mean it. She's got, a mannequin in there. She's got one of the heads in there that she does hair, and she dyes hair, and she cuts hair, and
Not
she
my
does
hair.
not your hair, but other people's hair. Grandma's hair, her brother's hair. So she's done all of that. But one of the things that she's been working on, and she just started a couple days ago, and she finished, and I love it. And I'm going to show it off for 1 second here. This is something that she did from scratch. And it is just amazing. And it's awesome. And what I would, trying to get Madison to do is, add that to her website, which is mylazywear.com, and maybe have a little art section where she can sell some of her art and people will come check it out. So it's mylazywear.com. And what is My Lazy Wear? I know you don't want to talk a lot about it, but just a little bit. What is My Lazy Wear?
It's a brand.
Okay.
It has different things you could buy. It has clothing and mugs and all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm. And what's the logo for it?
It's a sloth because it's lazy.
Which is the opposite of Madison. She goes out, and so she goes to school full time. She gets straight A's. Woohoo! Then she does art. She designs things. She dances. She does all of these things and still has the time to get straight A's, which is just incredible. So let's talk a little bit about school. You go to a school that you love. We're not going to give the name, but you love your school. And the school is a uniformed school, meaning that she must wear a uniform every day. And when she started the school, my wife and I were like, well, whatever. And we told Madison about uniforms, and her response was,
good. I like you.
And why do you like uniforms?
Well, I like uniforms because I could wear the same thing every day. When I was younger and I went to a different school that you could wear whatever you want, I had trouble picking out my outfits because I always wanted to wear the same thing, and my mom would get mad at me even though she wore the same thing. So I was really happy to be at a new school with uniforms because then I could wear the same thing every day. And also, it just looks better, and then it's actually not uncomfortable. I like it. It's pretty comfortable, and I don't know, then nobody's stressed about picking out their outfits.
So parents like myself, when your kids are faced with something, make sure to ask them a little bit for their input, because when we signed her up and it was a uniform school, we're like, oh, and we brought it to her attention, and she's like, that's a great thing. I like the uniform. I like that we're all there. So we as parents want to always try to do what we think is best for our kids and protect them, but every once in a while it's good. Get their input. Let them, add to the conversation. Don't just have them be in the background. And my wife and I, we put our money where our mouth is. Madison was probably 6 months to a year old when we took her to her first concert. You remember what that first concert was?
Dave Matthews.
And how many times do you think you've seen the Dave Matthews Band?
At least 5 times.
So we would take her to shows and do that. And we were very inclusive, and we include our kids in things, and we support them in whatever it is that they want to do. Sometimes as a parent, it's a little hard to be like, no, I don't think you should, but we let them do it, and they live and they learn. Anything from clothing to art to school assignments to going out with friends to staying up till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's Logan.
That's Logan. Well, we'll have Logan on soon enough. Where
he's gonna say it's me, but it's him.
Wait. So Logan's the one that stays up till 2, not you? What time do you stay up till? On vacation.
Depends. I don't know, different each night.
Different each night. So if they had a course in school that you were able to design, you were able to come up with it, what would the course be?
Like an elective?
Sure.
I don't know. Maybe like a cooking or a makeover. Like hair.
Hair. Okay. I see you're playing with your hair. So what would you do with hair?
It'd be like a cosmetology class. So it would be not just hair, but like like all the beauty stuff. Like we could learn about like how to cut hair, how to dye, like maybe how to do nails, makeup, just all the beauty stuff. And then I had this idea for a while, and that I thought of a makeover club would be fun. So then we can like go to different places where people don't really have a lot of like makeup or stuff to do their hair, and then we could like cut their hair and just give them a little like spa day.
I like that. And we could call it My Lovely Way or My Luscious Way or something like that. We can go off with the MLW, the Madison Weiss, because you don't want the Lou. But I like that. What about some type of class in school about like Instagram and Reels? Do you guys do anything like that? I know you have like a digital arts class. Do they do something like how to teach, like you how to do Instagram stuff or?
No, but I mean, like photography, they teach you how to like take pictures on your phone.
So I have an Instagram site. It's called at Ask Jason Weiss, and this young lady right here helps me with it. And anything that's just me filming and talking or just a picture post, probably me. Anything with a little bit more of a graphic, anything that looks cool, anything that looks the way that it should on Instagram for people that know what they're doing, this one does that. Where did you learn how to do all that kind of stuff?
Nothing. No.
Nothing? Nowhere? You just picked up the phone and did it?
Yeah.
No.
I kind of just taught myself.
You taught yourself?
Yeah.
Would it be cool if they had a class like that in school where they taught you how to do reels and?
Well, they probably also do that in film. Like they probably teach you. So.
Mental note: Madison needs to take a film class when she's in school.
I did that in 6th grade.
In 6th grade,
It was not fun.
No.
No.
Yeah. Okay. So what else? What else you got going on? We're talking about business and families, where business is a family affair and family is a business affair. Tell the listeners out there just a little bit about what's next for Madison. What's coming up? She's finishing 8th grade, so next year's big year. She starts high school.
Finally.
What do you mean finally?
I don't like middle school.
Why don't you like middle school?
Because it's not fun.
Why isn't it fun?
Because it's middle school.
What's wrong with middle school?
I don't like it.
Okay. Fair enough. I got to skip some of middle school because I moved to Florida from New York. And in New York, 1st through 6th grade was still elementary. And then 7 and 8 was middle. So I moved here halfway in 7th grade. So I only had to go to middle school for 1.5 years. Yep. Tales of what is it? Like what's the middle school book? I know Tales of a 4th Grade Nothing, but isn't there a middle school book? Like, no. Okay.
Not that I know of. There might be.
Like the terrible middle schoolers. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. So what else you got going on? So you got high school next year. So what are you thinking about?
For high school?
Yeah.
I might want to do cheerleading.
Ooh. And what kind of dance would cheerleading be similar to?
Cheer. In dance you could some places do like pom, which is basically cheerleading, but my dance studio only does that over the summer.
Gotcha. So would it be anything like acro?
I mean, it might be like acro, because acro is like gymnastics and you do tumbling and cheer. So there might be a little bit of acro. Or jazz, because like it's upbeat, maybe hip hop. I don't know.
Okay. And what kind of classes are you looking forward to taking in high school?
Like academic?
Yeah. Or electives?
Maybe like something to do with learning about like, the brain.
Okay, and why do you want to learn about the brain?
Because I want to become a surgeon when I grow up, and most likely a neurosurgeon, which is a brain surgeon.
And why is that important to you?
Because, well, I've always wanted to be some type of doctor, and I thought like being a neurosurgeon would be cool, especially because I want to learn more about like how our brain works and like why some people prefer some things instead of the other, and like why like some things affect the brain. Like I know like dyslexia affects your brain because I have it, and I don't know, I just want to learn why and maybe like ways to help people with dyslexia, or like maybe help prevent dyslexia or like autism, because I know some people have that and it's really hard to live your life when you have some type of mental disorder, right?
Yep, the mental challenge.
Challenge.
There you go, mental challenge. Because you have been doing phenomenal with your dyslexia. The hardest part that we had as a family was diagnosing. But once we got it diagnosed, then we got her on the right track, and with schooling and with help and with all of that, she went from just doing okay to now, like I bragged earlier, straight A's, and a little lady with dyslexia getting an A in English. That's huge. So that just shows the type of resilience and person that she is, and how she can overcome anything that's basically in her way. So I know your time is almost up because you want your brother to take over, and we will do that momentarily. But usually what I do is I ask my guests a tough question that you're not prepared for, and I'm not going to prepare you for it. Your favorite TV show that you're currently either watching or that you've watched, and why?
You want me to answer?
Not for me. I don't get to answer it.
Okay. So my favorite TV show that I've watched is probably Riverdale.
Riverdale?
I know. First time you're hearing it.
Nah, I just wouldn't have thought it was Riverdale.
What did you think?
I thought it would be.
Things?
Oh, I didn't even think of that one. I was just thinking Grey's Anatomy.
It's one of my favorite, but not my overall favorite. I really like Riverdale because it has like everything in the show. There's drama, there's some singing, there's lots of mystery. So, and it's also like I like that it's 7 seasons, so then you don't just watch like a little bit of it, because I like when a series has a lot of seasons and like when the episodes are longer, because then there's more to watch. So I really like that.
Good answer. So singing, dancing, and fun stuff, and mystery with Riverdale. So I'm going to give Madison a quick plug. So go to mylazywear.com so you could check out some of the stuff with this great what's it called? Now I'm blanking. No, the sloth, but what is this?
A sticker?
But it's not a sticker. It's a great logo. That's what I was looking for, which she helped design. And she's going to do that. So please check out mylazywear.com. And in the next, hopefully, couple of weeks, we're going to have some artwork like this gorgeous piece right here. That's going to be up there for sale as well. This was done on 12/23/2023. I'm still in awe of it. I love it completely and totally. I think it's amazing. And this one I might just have to bid on because I might want to keep it. So Madison, thank you. You're not selling that? Okay, well, it'll be up on the site anyway, so that you can check it out. So, and we're going to start uploading some stuff to show off her work. So Madison, thank you so much. I love you. I am so proud of you, and I am glad you are here. Now, don't let the door kick you in the tush. Goodbye. Leave. Love you. All right. So I don't think we're taking a commercial break, so I will continue on all by myself here. And I have Mr. Logan Weiss, who's going to be joining me any second now. And I see him coming in. And here you go, Mr. Logan. Straight from, hey, there he is. There he is. Long pole life, Mr. Logan Weiss. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So you got big shoes to fill because your sister just left the show. So you're gonna have to, try to see if you can one up her, or at least get to the level where she was. So I see you're wearing your shirt, which I'm very excited, and I didn't even force him to wear it. He did it all on his own. So let's start with that. The shirt is from where?
My company, LONGPOLE Life.
Okay. And that is a little bit different than the charity that you sit on the board of, which is called
LONGPOLE for Life.
Okay. So now explain what the two of them are to our listeners.
So LONGPOLE Life is a lacrosse apparel company that's really targeted towards defenders mostly. And I create shirts, shorts, hats, socks, water bottles, you name it. It's pretty much on the site. And it's got the name of the logo, LONGPOLE Life, and the slogan, "Life is better with a long pole."
Okay. And then there's another company where it's LONGPOLE for Life. And tell us a little bit about that.
So LONGPOLE for Life is a charity I started a little over a year ago. It's a 501c3. I started a little bit over a year ago. And it raises money for underprivileged kids to be able to play the sport, because to get proper gear to play lacrosse, it's very expensive now. And I want to help grow the sport because it's given me so much. I want to give back to it and keep growing it and not let it die out. And I want to keep having, and I want kids to be able to play and not be limited because of economic.
Yep. And let me tell you, it is an expensive sport. I can tell you that. And the equipment is not cheap. But, we are fortunate that we've had some great people make some donations to the site. Like Logan said, it is a 501c3, which means it is tax deductible, which is as opposed to just donating, but it's a 501c3. It's registered. Dad did the registration, I will admit. Logan set up the company. Logan did all that kind of stuff. I walked him through, and that's something that he's doing. So we are in the thick of what is called the recruiting process for lacrosse. And oh boy, has it been a journey. I am going to let all the listeners know, as of this point in time, he has not decided on where he's going to go to school, and he's just weighing a lot of his options. But Logan, tell us a little bit about a student athlete and lacrosse and the entire recruitment process. And I don't need you to tell your specifics, like, all of that, but just for parents that are listening that have, young men or young ladies, and it's for, I don't know if it's the same for women, so we'll talk about men's lacrosse. Just the whole process. You get to high school, you're a freshman. What should you expect? What should you do? What were the good things? What were the bad things up to now, which is December of your junior year? So let's start. Freshman year, you go to classes, and what I'm seeing as a dad is the first and foremost thing that you want to do is avoid the third letter of the alphabet on your grades. Because if you want to go play high end or you want to go to a high academic school, they don't want to see C's.
Yeah.
And I've been through enough recruiting talks where I've heard from the coaches, if your child or your young man is going to get a C in a class because it's an advanced class or an honors class or a gifted class, bump them down one. Let them get the B or the A in the regular class, because that is more important to them, meaning the schools, than seeing a C. It's a C, it's a gifted, it's an honors. That hurts no matter what. And I heard it from coaches at Ivy League levels 2 weeks ago, where you're better off taking a less challenging class and getting a good grade than taking a really high challenging class and not getting a good grade. So we'll start that way. So you're a freshman, you made it through your first semester, you avoided C's, and lacrosse season starts in January. So what should that freshman in high school, be doing?
They should be trying to get on varsity, because that will definitely separate you from most kids in the class, especially if you're from Florida like I am, because if you're on varsity as a freshman, that shows that you can play, especially down here when up north, most teams have very deep rosters with JV teams. I know the state of Maryland has something called a frosh team, which is freshman, sophomore, which is right below JV because there's so many kids who play in that state. So you kind of want to set yourself apart and try to play at the highest level possible while still getting good playing time. And it all comes down to the high school that you're at and what the school actually needs at the moment. Like when I was at North Broward, we needed good poles. So I was a starter freshman because I got lucky that they needed somebody with my skill level to help grow the sport. But when I went over to St. Andrews, they already had 4 kids who were seniors, juniors and seniors, and I was the youngest defender on the team. So they automatically got it, and they were a lot better and a lot more experienced. So I had to work for my spot more.
And he worked for his spot, and some people graduated, and he is vying for a starting position. Hopefully in January, he has put in the work, he has put in the effort, and that's it. And one of the other things that Logan seems to have a natural knack for is getting in good with the coaches. And I don't mean kissing butt or brown nosing or doing that. When I say getting good with the coaches, do you know what I'm saying? If I'm saying you're not like sucking up to them or like just, well, yes, coach, whatever I can do, coach. It's more, it's showing it on the field. One of the things that I've heard a lot of coaches say, Ivies, D1s, D3s, all these coaches, the feedback I've gotten about Logan is he is coachable, he is learnable, and he absorbs it. And what I mean is if they tell him, hey, Logan, on a play like that, there's nothing you can do, but you should think about sliding. Or, hey, Logan, you got to get faster on your feet. It clicks in his head. And he goes back and he's like, all right, next time that happens, I'm going to do the slide. Next, I got to work on things for my feet. I got to get lighter on my feet. I got to get faster. And it sticks. And for all of you parents that are out there and all of you young men and women that are athletes, when your coach tells you something, don't just say, yes, coach. Show your coach that you are out there because your coach is going to be your biggest advocate to help you go play at the next level. What does that mean? Well, until September 1st of your junior year for lacrosse, a college other than the armed service, correct?
Yeah.
They can't reach out to you.
D2s.
And okay, they can't call Logan directly saying, hey, we saw you at a tournament. We'd like you. All of the communication cannot be done, but they can ask generic questions to coaches. And
your high school
right. And you want your coach to be able to say, he's a starter, he's a great kid, he works his tush off, he learns, and that's one of the things. Logan likes the fact that his coach recognizes that he's one of the hardest workers in practice. That's huge for him because it translates into getting playing time. So you finish your freshman year. The summer you bop around, you do some, playing in tournaments, doing all that. What happened to you? I guess it was the summer after your freshman year, right? You were seen up in the up north, and what kind of doors opened for you by being up north? Did you meet somebody at a certain Ivy League school? And
that wasn't that time. That was the year after.
Oh, okay. So that was the year after?
I met him in January.
Okay. So anyway, but by his nonstop work ethic, he got seen by a coach, and he actually was invited to join a team from up north. And that between that and the coaching staff at St. Andrews, his play just tremendously increased. His playing time, his athleticism, his motivation, his everything. And what's it like when you strap on that helmet and you get out there?
Kind of, everything else around me isn't really like an issue anymore, and I just can focus on one thing, and I can control that one thing. And I love being out there because when I'm at home, it's very hard to control everything and monitor everything. But when I'm on the field or when I'm in practice or something, it gives me a chance to control and have full power and full range of motion over everything.
And I know one of the problems I have in my life in general is, if I'll get a text or I'll get an email or I'll get a phone call or I'll get something, or I'm on a radio show for an hour, my head is, shoot, what's going to be waiting for me? What emails? What did I miss? Who's called? Who's done whatever? How do you block all of that out when you're on the field?
You kind of just focus on what's ahead of you, and I kind of just during warm-ups I listen to music to block out all distractions. I have noise canceling headphones, so I can't hear anything unless somebody comes up, taps me, and I have to like pull my headphones off. And I rarely do that unless it's a coach or my dad. So, and sometimes I still like to keep the headphones on when he starts talking. But
Yeah.
But it just helps me block everything out, focus on one thing at a time. Kind of like warm me up by just focusing on the music and focusing on the game to kind of like keep my head like straight and not think about the distractions like school, social life, what college coach is out there watching me. I kind of just wait, and as soon as that first whistle goes for the face-off, everything kind of just clicks.
So what kind of music do you listen to when you're ignoring your dad with your headphones?
Mostly rock or rap.
Yeah, what's on your playlist of these days?
A lot of AC/DC.
Nice. I like it. Did good. Uncle Josh, we did good. We got him into AC/DC. So I know that people have always told us during the recruiting process it's a journey, and trust the journey, and trust this and trust that. So September 1 of your junior year, which was 4 months ago, phones can start ringing, emails can start coming, texts can be had. And, we were fortunate enough. He got texts, he got phone calls, he got emails on September 1. Some teammates and colleagues and friends of his got offers on September 1. Some people didn't get phone calls. So how do you, and I don't want specifics because what you talk about with your friends and your teammates, but how do you all handle that? Because you have one kid who, got called September 1 and, he got committed immediately to a school. You got another kid who didn't get a phone call. You have yourself who got contacts and all that. Like, do you all talk about that?
Yeah, we talk about it. I mean, some things, a couple kids, including myself, stretch a little further just to kind of emphasize it. Like if I have contact with a certain school that I might say they said they really liked me, or just because another teammate said that he got offered by a top 5 school. Not everything is sort of true, but to an extent. Kind of like I had a teammate who said he got a full ride to whatever school, but the full ride wasn't for lacrosse. It was because of academics, and he got a 20% for lacrosse. He just had amazing grades or an amazing SAT score or ACT score. So not everything is true what they say. So just don't be too naive and kind of just take it at its own worth.
As one of his coaches has said, and has reminded me, shut out the noise. Don't listen to the noise. Focus on your family, your child, your thing, and focus on that. You played as close to the cup as you can, meaning, look, if you're a pole, you might not want to tell, one of your fellow poles, hey, so-and-so school is looking, or that. But if you're a pole and you know of a school looking for a face-off guy, well, it's not competition. So you let your face-off buddy know, hey, and all this. Look, you got to look out for yourself. You got to go where you're going to be happy. You got to go. And this is, this 4 years of college is going to determine the next phase of your life. So for Logan, we went backwards, right? I said to Logan, at the end of the day, and we're going to do this now, at the end of the day, when you are 27 years old, where do you see yourself? What state? In the past, you told me Florida and New York.
No, not New York.
Okay, so let's just say Florida. And what do you want to do? And I know your answer. Business. What kind of business? Now I'm going to let you answer. What kind of business?
Probably build homes and sell them.
So
or cars.
So build homes, discover, all that kind of stuff. Okay. And so what kind of degree do you think you need for that?
I was going to go for an entrepreneurship degree
or
architecture
or an MBA.
or an MBA.
because an MBA is after. And where do you want to go to get your MBA? You've told me Wharton, you've told me Duke, you told me a couple of the high-end schools. So now this is, as you could see, you could slowly see we're getting backwards. So now it's time for college, right? So you want to play lacrosse in college? You want your best academics? You're not going to forfeit your academics to play lacrosse, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So now you need to find that. Do you go D1? Do you go D2? Do you go D3? We don't know. Right now that all the doors are open and things are there. So the reason I actually went through this exercise is for parents like myself to remember that. You know, what is the end goal? Is it to play 4 years of lacrosse and maybe go to the PLL? Hey, if that's your end goal, then that's the best thing. If your end goal is to make contacts and all of that kind of stuff, then that's what you need to do. And what impressed me about this guy right here, and I don't know if I've said this to him in the past or not, is we've been into a couple visits and we've spoken to coaches, and the coaches ask him, you know, you have any questions? And he always has a great question. And his question is,
what's the alumni network like?
And why do you ask that question?
Because if I'm going to be going to a school, I want connections that are going to help build me throughout after college, because I do not plan on playing in PLO, and I want to be able to set myself up for the rest of my life and to have the connections and the support throughout the rest of my life just by going to the same college. It could have been somebody from the class of 2023 or class of 1953. Somebody will always be there to help.
Right. And I feel this. It's not what you know, and it's not who you know. It's really who admits to knowing you and is willing to lend a hand. Because I could say, hey, I know, you know, so-and-so who, you know, played for the Miami Dolphins, right? Great. But if I'm going to pick up the phone and call so-and-so and he's not going to pick up and he's not going to respond to my text, what good is that? But if I tell you that, you know, and someone who I've had here on the show, I know Seth Levitt. Seth is in charge of the Jason Taylor Foundation. And if, you know, I want to get involved or help in the community or do something, I can pick up the phone or text Seth and say, hey, you know, I want to do more than just Cool Year for the school year. I want to get LONGPOLE for Life involved. We want to do something like that. So again, it's all about not what you know or not who you know, but who admits to knowing you and who's going to be there. And one of the things that I talk about in the second version of my book, or the sequel, as I like to call it, is that people love to help. Give people an opportunity to help. And most of the time, they're going to want to, because people like to help. And I did mention my book. My book is going to be launching on January 11, 2024. It's called It's called Shit They Never Taught You in Law School. I didn't call it The Shit because that would limit it to one book. So it is called Shit They Never Taught You in Law School. And I'm already working on the second or the sequel called More Shit They Never Taught You in Law School. So we're wrapping up. We're getting real close. Check out Logan's stuff at longpolelife.com or longpoleforlife.com. And I'm going to ask Logan his one tough question right now. What are you currently watching on what streaming service? Pick one and let the audience know what you're watching and enjoying.
The Boys on Prime.
The Boys on Prime. I heard they're coming out with a new season
in the next month or two.
And I want you to watch. What's the other one? The
like V.
Like it's like V or V Universe or V Institute. It was really good too. So Boys on Prime. Check out longpoleforlife.com. Check out longpolelife.com. For all of you college coaches that are watching, he's right here. He is ready. He is willing. He is able. And this is the kid that will bust his tush every single day on the field and in the classroom. We look forward to seeing a bunch of you at IMG in a couple of weeks. And from all of us here at Ask Jason Weiss, LONGPOLE Life, My Lazy Wear, and the wonderful CC, have a happy holiday season, a wonderful end to the year, and we look forward to seeing you on January 11, the day my book is launching. Take care, everyone.